Hi friends, it's Michelle and welcome to A Day in the Life with me. Today's video is going to be another wheel, but as you saw by the thumbnail and the title, since Tuesday's video I literally used the entire Bella Pierre in the natural, or It's Natural palette. I used all the shades. So I decided to click the wheel, which you're going to see in a moment, and see what the wheel chose. And we'll go from there. So go check that out. So technically, even though we're still on week 76, this is week 78. And you know this palette is a huge. If you remember when I first came back and started doing my videos again a few months ago, the wheel selected the purple palette and I was very unsure of what the heck I was going to do, and I'm blinding you guys, so I apologize for that. Now we have the orange palette. I tried to do some Halloween nails. This hand still looks okay. This one not so much, so don't worry about it. And today, like I've been doing in all the videos, let me just check. Today is Saturday, October 21st. No clue when you're going to see this. So holy moly, here are all the shades. I decided to try to do something a little more difficult. I've done it before in other collabs. I did it in the collab that I had with Melissa from Abby's Beauty. It's called Makeup Mayhem with Melissa now. In our High Time series, we did one look where we would randomly pick the shades. Since there are A through E, 1 through 5, I made my own little bunch of random papers because I wanted to do it live with you guys. So they all have a letter and a number. So like this one's E4. And since there are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, nope, A, B, C, D, E, there's 35. So there's 35 shades. That doesn't really divide into 3 very well. 7, 14, 21. So there'll be 2 8s and a 9. Today I'm going to pick an 8 shade look. So all of them are in here. I haven't posted this video yet. I'm going to try to post it before you see this video. But this is the Tarte bag that I got in the Tarte mystery whatever. So here we go. I'm going to pick out 8. And each time I grab one, I'm going to show you so that I can't cheat. Even though I guess I could delete it and re-record, but I'm not going to do that. So the first one is A2. The second one, just want to make sure I'm only getting one, because some of the papers are longer than others. Like this one's longer, so this must be an A or a B. Yep. B1. Now I'm not going to use the shades in the order that I pick them, but I am going to use all of the shades that I select, and I'll just have to figure out a look. It may end up being 2 looks. C4. I haven't even looked in there, so I don't know if these are going to be good shades, bad shades. So far, I just need a D and an E, and I'll get one from each line. Oh my gosh. I swear to goodness, I did not pick D1, so I just need an E. Let's see if I can pick an E. I don't think this one is an E. Good Lord, there's how many? I've got 4. This is 5. It's C5. I need 3 more. C1. Hold on. C1. 2 more. E4. 1 more. I'm going to say this one is going to be A3, unless I already chose A3. I'm not kidding, guys. I did not do this. It's not A3, but it is A4. So I'm going to pull all these out, get some swatches going on my arm, try to figure it out, and I'll be right back. Okay. So here's our color combination. The first one is A2, that's this orange. Then A4 is this green one. The next one is B1, and that is this like blue shimmery shade. And then C1 is this gold shimmer. Or B1, no. Yeah, B1 is the blue. C1 is the gold. C4 is this wine color. C5 is this other shimmery shade. And then this one is D1. And this one is E4. So those are the shades. Those are the shades. Yeah. This video is probably going to be a little bit longer than the last one, because we are definitely doing 2 different eye looks. I don't think I can come up with anything to do 1 eye look. So what I am going to do is, as I use a shade, I'm going to throw the shade away. So I'm going to start with E4, which is that yellow shade, and I'm going to start with that one. So I'm going to throw this one away. And I still have not edited my last video, so I'm not sure where I left off. So I know that I've told you guys about the heart attack story. Not sure where I went after that. So I'm just going to go to my 3rd open heart surgery that happened in 2019. So 2019, I was living in northern Michigan for the first little bit of the year, and then in, I believe, May, my son and I moved down here to southern, or like middle of Michigan, I guess is what it's considered, mid-Michigan, to live with my brother for a little bit. And at that same time, I had some issues with my voice. I wasn't exactly sure what happened, but I wasn't able to really speak anything other than a whisper. I'm going to go with A2, which is that orange shade, on the same brush. So I was having that issue. I got a job when we moved down here, and it was for a place doing phone calls. I don't even really remember much of what the job really was or what it entailed, but it was making calls. So when I interviewed, I had that little voice that you could barely hear. So they knew that I couldn't talk very loud. At that time, I didn't know what it was. When I was in northern Michigan and was tested, I had to get my brush cleaner so I could clean the yellow or the orange off, and I'm going to go back in with the yellow just to try to lighten up the outsides. So, you know, when I hired in, they knew that I couldn't talk louder than a whisper. So I'm not exactly sure why they hired me if that was an issue. But they did, and it was an issue. I didn't even make it through training and got let go. So, you know, that started a little downward spiral. I'm actually going to leave it like that And I'm going to go in with the shimmer of C1 and just put that in the center as like a halo. Oh, that looks pretty. So, you know, I was let go from that job, and you know, it was difficult. I was applying other places. We moved down, gosh, I want to say the weekend before Memorial Day, maybe? It was in May, I know that. I'm getting rid of C1. And I think I'm going to try to clean this off and use this same brush. I'm going to go in with D1, which was that brownie shade. So on June 4th, if you remember, you remember, June 4th is when I went to the hospital when I had my heart attack. On June 4th, I woke up and wasn't feeling that great, was sick to my stomach. Mind you, remember, vocal cords just in a whisper, or my voice was just in a whisper. Didn't know what was wrong. I was throwing up blood. So my son took me to the emergency room here. I didn't have insurance, so I was stressed, just like I was the last time I went to the hospital. And now I'm going to use that green, which is the A4. I'm not cleaning the brush off at all. And so I went to the hospital. Of course, you know, you can see my incision, so they knew that there was probably something more than just my voice. Let them know that I was throwing up blood. And of course, every doctor that came in was like, "What? What are you saying?" And I can't talk any louder. You know, it's not like I was trying to be difficult. I just literally could not talk louder than a whisper. I wish I had a recording of how my voice was back then, so you could see how different it was. I need to add some more of the shimmer on the outside here, on this eye. I don't feel like I got it covered enough. So, it was at U of M, or not U of M. Well, that's where I ended up, but to start, I started at Hurley Hospital here in Flint, and so I've used A4. The last two shades are the other two shimmers, B1 and C5. So I'm going to do B1 first, which is the blue, and C5 next, which is the green. Ugh. Yeah, this eye is going to be all kinds of muddied up. So I was admitted to the hospital. They weren't sure what was going on. But of course, being on Coumadin, my levels were off. Shocker, I know. Me not take my medication right? How would that happen? I'm going to take the brush that I've used for all the brushing stuff, go back into that D1, the brown, and just kind of try and add some more up here. So, as I was in Hurley Hospital, they were doing tests, and they realized that the valve that I had replaced was now not functioning the way it should. I'm going to use that same brown and kind of go over this eye as well. So they were waiting for a bed to open up at U of M. Hurley Hospital didn't really do a whole lot with my voice and the fact that, you know, my couldn't talk any louder than a whisper. They may have had it on my chart or something, like letting oncoming nurses know that I couldn't talk louder than a whisper. I'm going to keep going with the eyeshadow, or the eyeliner and mascara. and a lip while I finish talking about a second open heart surgery. So there's the Navina Volume 3. The orange one is how I have it listed. And it's using my Project Pan black eyeliner. So as I was waiting at Hurley for a bed to open up at U of M, I did a bunch of different cardiac exams. And as I was doing those, if you don't know, and I'm going to try to take out as many ums. I don't know that I've paused after my ums to actually take them out, but I'm going to try. Hurley Hospital is also a teaching hospital. I don't know how or why I end up in all the teaching hospitals, but I do. Now, sorry about that. My mascara, I'm not going to put the primer on. I haven't been using the primer because I feel like that kind of clumps it up a lot more. So, of course, every time a doctor would come in, he would have students with him. And at the time, I did not really think I was going to need to have another surgery, or I was optimistic that I wouldn't. So, I just thought, okay, they're going to send me down to U of M, and I'm just going to be, they're going to test to see what's going on, and hopefully somebody will be able to figure out why I can only talk in a whisper. So I was at Hurley Hospital for 10 days. They would not let me leave. I had to stay there until a bed became open, so they could keep an eye on my levels and everything. And on June 14th, I was sent to U of M in Ann Arbor, Michigan, via ambulance. And I get very, very carsick riding in the back seat of a car, let alone riding in the back seat of an ambulance facing backwards. I was very, very unsure as to what the heck was going on. My setting spray. Love the way that smells. And my lips. So as I was there at U of M, again, granted I was in the hospital between the two I was at Hurley for 10 days. I got to Ann Arbor, I think it was on a Friday. But they instantly popped into action and started looking at things and trying to figure out, what they were going to do and how they were going to figure out what was going on. This is why you guys don't see this part of it, because I'm usually in here digging and then end up taking the same lipstick I always wear. But I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to try to go for a more brown lip. So, as I was waiting, we'll try this. Trying something new, people. I'm going to use this Real Her lip liner, and I Am Confident, I guess is what it's called. It's brown. So, I was at U of M, and like I said, I arrived Friday evening. Saturday morning, I didn't meet the surgeon, I don't think, until Sunday afternoon or maybe Monday. But I was there Friday night. Didn't really, just met like the nursing staff and everything because it was late in the day. And Saturday morning, they started, of course, like they did at Hurley. They did blood work every day. They checked vitals every day. I was hooked up to machines all the time. And again, still wasn't sure what was going on. I know that I wanted to figure out what the heck was going on with my vocal cords. So right there in the hospital, they have all of that. I don't remember which day was which because it seems like everything flew by. I ended up being at U of M for 14 days. And during those 14 days, it was a week worth of testing and figuring out what was going on. I had to see a dentist to get clearance. I had a tooth pulled while I was there. I hate dentists. So that's really the major way they got me to see the dentist, because I had to go for the ride. Okay, so I just lined and colored in my lips with the lip pencil, and I'm going to go in with Pop Permanent Pout in the shade Bare Blush. So as I went through all the testing and everything, I also went through the testing to figure out what was going on with my voice. And we found out that I had idiopathic paralyzed left vocal cord. They said it was idiopathic because there was no cause, like there was no real reason for it. And I'm going to go in with the gold highlighter. I'm really not sure I like gold highlighter on me, but it matches. And they figured out, like I said, it was a paralyzed left vocal cord. And at that moment, there wasn't anything that they really wanted to do. They were more worried about the valve and the issues I was having with the valve. So that's what they concentrated most on. Also, as you can see, I got my grays are coming back. I can't really hide them because they're literally right there. And so I did all the testing, ended up having the surgery. In the beginning, the surgeon that I had was Dr. Fukuhara. Dr. Fukuhara. He wanted to do a procedure called the Ross procedure instead of putting another mechanical valve in. That would mean I wouldn't have to deal with Coumadin. I wouldn't have to deal with a lot of the stuff that I still have to deal with now. And that would be where he would take my pulmonary artery, place that as my aortic artery, and then take a dead person's pulmonary artery and place that, like replace mine with that. That was the plan going into it. I knew that going into it, he wasn't 100% positive that it was something that he would be able to do. It just depended on how bad my heart was when he went in. Also, while he was in there, he wanted to check on my very first open heart surgery, the aortic, the coarctation, to make sure that everything was good there. It was not, but he couldn't do anything about it right then. He did replace the aortic valve with a new mechanical valve because my pulmonary valve was overworked. So that was not going to work for my aortic valve. So I now have pulmonary issues, which is why I have trouble breathing sometimes. I also have to have my very first surgery. That will need to be replaced or repaired at some point in the future. It's something that my current cardiologist is keeping an eye on, but that's kind of why I'm always tired. I hate that I always feel like I'm letting everyone down, because I'm too tired to do things sometimes. I know that there are certain people that understand and don't try to prod and push me. I know that I need to move around more. I know that I need to be active. But it's difficult when it doesn't matter if I could walk 2 miles. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to be winded. If I weighed 149 pounds, I would still be winded. And it's all because of my pulmonary artery. And, you know, that part of my heart needs to be fixed. And it's not something that's do it now or die. So we're just keeping an eye on it. I have a pulse ox reader that I use. I was using it daily there for a while when I was doing my walks. I have not, and I'm so sad to say I've not kept up with my walks. Hopefully I'll be able to restart them on Monday. It rained a lot this current week that we just left, so I hadn't really been walking that much, plus my doctor put me on a new medication, and that was kind of having its way. And I don't even know how long we are. I think we're in this video like 20 some minutes, probably 30 minutes by now. So I'm going to leave it with that. When we come back for the look on Tuesday, another look selecting the random shades from the Norvina Volume 3 Orange Palette. We will bring you up to date to current health status, which I kind of already went into, but we'll get there. For this month of October, hopefully you probably won't see this in October. So for October, as you saw or didn't see, I did not get the Ipsy Glam Bag or Plus Ipsy Charm, whatever the hell it's called, BoxyCharm, whatever it's called. I don't know. I did apply to be an ambassador for the Walmart Beauty Box. We'll see. I probably won't get selected, but it doesn't hurt to try. I will not be getting any boxes in November either, I don't believe, just because I still have so much to go through and so much to use, and I have not been uploading very well. I don't think that I put out the video where I asked you guys if you would like to be part of like a sale, if I wanted to do like a live sale on here, kind of like what Simply Steph did, to try to get rid of some of the eyeshadow that I probably won't get use out of again. Let me know in the comments below if that's something you would be interested in. Guys, as always, please remember, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already, ring that notification bell so you're notified of each and every upload, and leave me a sweet, sweet comment down below. I greatly appreciate it, just like I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. As always, guys, remember, be kind to one another. Bye.